Hi, my name is Trish Rankin. I am the Medical Information Services Coordinator at the After Hours Call Center for St. Francis Medical Center. This is the webinar for the After Hour Call Center staff training on secure texting, and this particular app vendor is going to be Spok Mobile. So the training objectives for the student is upon completion, you'll be able to send a message to the on-call provider securely and view the status of the message along with any replies from the provider. The description for the course, the training is going to cover smart web features, including login, message templates, priority levels, and page log tabs under the personal profile tab. And the training is going to touch base just a little bit on the MPI features, including mobile app preferences. So the learning objectives, you will be able to, at the end, I promise, to log into SmartWeb, send a secure message using the After Hour Call Center template, indicate the priority level in a message, access the page log tab on SmartWeb, navigate the search feature on the page log, evaluate the status of a sent message, and retrieve communications from a provider through SmartWeb. So this is the only time we're actually going to touch base on MPI. There's going to be a new preference choice called the mobile app. We're going to look at some things live world, but again, we're not going to be looking at MPI, and the reason is in real world scenario, you'll see this, but you'll see a little bit of the top and the bottom providers on either side, and that's going to have some of their information for cell phone, and we don't want to share that. So logging into SmartWeb. When opening up SmartWeb, the login button is at the top right corner, right up here. You're going to have this box then open up after you push that button. It's going to have your employee ID number. You're going to put that in both the user ID and the password. Same number, employee ID number. At that point, you're going to double check that your name is at the top to make sure you didn't accidentally enter an erroneous ID number for somebody else. So it's going to pull up a provider, the same as if texting for SmartWeb for this process. So you're going to go to the name and the little pager icon. The mobile app providers will pop up with a message template for the After Hour Call Center. The first thing you need to do after opening the template is identify that the priority level is visible, because that's only going to be there if you remember to log in. If you did not log in, you will not have this option for priority choices, and that's really important as we move forward. These priorities are going to follow the current After Hour Call Center provider paging response procedures, so if that should ever change, our usage of these buttons will also change. Our current process, however, says if it is a non-critical or non-emergent call, we're going to page them every 20 minutes until we should receive a doctor's communication, so we're going to use those as low priorities. It also states that if it is a critical call or emergent call, we're going to contact that provider every 5 minutes. So we're going to use high priority for those. As we are not using the medium in our procedure, we're not going to use it on our template. The priority levels are set as different tones for what the provider will hear when they receive a message, and that's why it's so important to make sure you're following those guidelines. The template's also going to have new fields. The After Hour Call Center staff name is pretty self-explanatory, and the phone number. This is the number to call that employee back at. This is not the patient phone number. This is where you want the provider to call. But because there is patient name, date of birth, and medical record number, you do need to make sure that this is a secure message. We're going to do that on the very next slide. And date of birth, the thing to point out on that one is you'll need to use hyphens and not slashes, as the software system does not like that. So a hyphen or even a period in between those date of births and months and year would be greatly helpful. So this field will depend on the provider's carrier for character length, but we have it set at 200 for just a generic template. This is not editable on the end user, but the IT can make that longer if needed. So please let us know. Again, I just mentioned that there was a security feature. Right here, it's going to be at the top right of the template, and we're going to see that in just a second. It's going to give you that double check or that reassurance that yes, this is a secure message before you put any of that patient information on, so it won't break any HIPAA violations or cause any violations. The page log, I briefly mentioned that. This is where we're going to go to see where our message is and the status. So you're going to click on the personal profile tab, which is third over. Usually will automatically open up on the directory search. So third over is personal profile, and it will automatically open up to the page log because that's on the front side. Only the communications which were sent under the logged in user ID will display or be able to be retrieved. If you do not log in, the machine will not know where to send that communication so that you can view it. So again, the priority levels will help reassure you that you've logged in so that you can do this follow-up part of it. You can also search previous days by changing the date ranges on here. They do display as 24 hours currently, for me at least, and you can change that. You should be able to see 7 to 10 days worth of information that you sent out, but it's also accessible if needed farther back through the IT department. This example just has 2 different date ranges on the 5th and the 4th. I had set it for the 3rd, and it was currently on the 5th. The mobile app page log, what you're going to do is you'll expand it by, there's a little plus sign here. When you expand it, it turns to a minus sign. And it's got information that we can go over, and this is just one example of that. The status and delivery section broken down from that previous slide. This is the message that I would have hit sent on. So page sent is SmartWeb, sending it to the mobile app database. Queued these delivery receipts. Queued means it was connecting to the database to be received, and route means it went from the database and it's zipping down through the airwaves down to the mobile device that the app is downloaded on. Delivered means that the device did receive that message. And then page reply down here, this was when the provider said, yep, I see it. Then they also have the method of communicating back at that point. So each message will be attempted a couple of times if connection is not successful the first time. And if the message is not successfully delivered, the status will report failed. All right, we're actually going to do one of these real world. I am currently logged in here, but I will go to an unlogged one, hopefully. For those of you, there were some requests of this from one of the provider offices. So if you don't currently know where to find SmartWeb, you will go to your OneOSF portal under Tools and Resources, and it's second from the bottom. And it will open up. I don't have an unlogged in one, but it will not have your name up here, but it will have this whole page, and it will say log in right here. You would click that log in, and it's going to just look like that actually. It's going to open up to this screen. Again, you put your employee number in, the user ID, and the password. I have already taken those steps, so here I am logged in and I'm verifying that my name is up there. So supposing I am the on-call provider and my preference does say before 10, after 10 mobile app, I'm going to type in my name. And again, same as SmartWeb, the little pager goes right here. Now this is the template that will automatically pop up because it begins with an A, but if I didn't want the template, I could do this, and this is the generic template. Both are secure because of that two-way messaging that's right up here, but as we're discussing the template, I want to go here. So again, another precautionary is that priority level. You need to choose. There is a hiccup right now where everything that we're sending, no matter if it's low or high, is coming across on the provider's phone slow, but they are working on that in the IT department. So the staff name. You cannot use dashes in the phone number. There's not enough characters. As you can see, I am done. No characters. Sorry about that. Alright, so the phone number. Patient name, I'm just going to put Jane Doe. Date of birth, you cannot use slashes if you recall. So you have to use hyphens or a period. Medical record number, this is copy and paste as well from Epic. And then regarding, you will have a 200 character limit in here. So maybe this one, and you could put whatever is appropriate. I'm going to hit send. It's going to come across, you're going to hear the load tone. I'm going to give it just a moment to see if it will come across. I was having a delay when I was trying to record this. This room it does not like. So it's going to take just a moment. While it's thinking about it, we're going to go to personal profile. Let's watch and see where that communication is. There it is. I'm actually going to show you. This is my phone. So right here. Oops. There we go. I was able to silence it just by doing that. But if I had not highlighted that before I opened it, it would still be ringing at this point. I'm going to go ahead and hit accept on this message and send back a reply. To get that going, because again there was a delay and I don't want to delay any more than possible. So staff name is my name here, phone number, if I were to tap on that it would call that number back directly. Here's all the other information again, that's why it's so important that they have it secure. A medication refill. Now when we look here you could say, because I had the choice of hitting accept or decline, very close together. Here's my name because I logged in, and here's low. Here again I'm on the personal profile and it opened automatically to the page lock, and as I said I tried a couple times, it was having a hiccup the first time I recorded. But if I were to hit that and I hit pause, that's going to hold it open, and it is again having a delivery, but we're going to show this in a second. I was sent it from myself to myself, so that's one of the reasons why we're going to hear this again. But here's en route, queued, delivered, and because I hit accept, it says acknowledged. I'm actually going to open up this one. I did just a little bit ago. I'm going to hit pause again to keep that frame open. I had sent a message back, which if we ever hear the tones, it'll come through as a high message. The one before was as low. And when I hit decline, it came across here as ignored. It does not matter if it says acknowledged or ignored. It could be just them turning off the noise. Here's where you can read any messages back from the providers. Now it was pointed out to me during the training that you can go up here to active messages and you can see messages. Usually these are automatically up, but it might be the way I happen to be in the system right now. There would be today's messages, but the problem with the active message is that it does not tell you who it's from. So the best way to access this is from the page log, because you can see where it's from, and this will be where you're copying and pasting your information that the trainer will show you after the video. So that was really the essential pieces that I wanted to make sure I covered. If you have any questions, please talk to your trainer, or if you are outside the After Hour Call Center department, please call me. My office number is 309-683-5866, and the email is Trisha, T-R-I-S-H-A-R. Battery low on my phone. It's Trisha.m.rankin, so Trisha.m.rankin @osfhealthcare.org. That will email to me at my office. And that is the high tone when everything is working great. I'm glad that that did actually go so you could hear it. If I can turn it off here. Okay, perfect. That does end the training webinar at this point. Thank you for your time.